Good evening, good evening. I took an extra minute, or 10 minutes looks like, getting ready. I had to, so this week, I absolutely cleared off my art desk and put all the brushes in one place and the tape in one place and got everything squared away. And I stopped by the art store and I got my my new black and wood, thank you Lord, it was on sale, so that was nice. And so tonight we are pushing out the last of the black paint from that container. And I just heard my husky call. I knew she would. I tried to let her in earlier, but no, we weren't ready to come in yet. We were wanting to stay out in the cold a little longer. We're a husky. Now we're realizing, oh wait a minute, we're more of a senior husky. We're not quite the old, I want to stay out all night and get buried by the snow husky. Yeah, that one's not out there anymore. Yep. So, isn't that beautiful? I'm almost wanting to put some on my refrigerator. Look at that. Just cover up some of that old paint on. What do you think of that? There we go. A little midnight on the refrigerator too. Who's to say? And I love these colors. I think that's very historical right there. We'll keep those. But look at that. It's all clean back there. What are we gonna do? So what I did was I put the painting up against the heater while I let the husky in. Now I just have to get her in without knocking it over. Come on. I knew you were going to do that. I knew. As soon as I hit the start button, you were going to do that. I just knew it. She didn't say a word until I hit the start button. Don't argue with a husky, just do what she wants. She's got more of a stone head than I do. All right. There we go. And we've got light. We've got paper towel, we've got water, we've got brushes. What more could you ask for? And I mean, it's a winter scene, right? So how hard can this be? Okay. So we bought a new blue today. We bought a new thing for flowers and the harvest colors, because I know I'm still needing to do flowers. Some more brown, a brand new white. Yes, sirree. Oh, and hot chocolate. Well, Who enjoyed that chat last night? I'm telling you what, I laughed. I really enjoyed that. I had a great time. I appreciate all of you coming in to that last night. That was really good. And now there's a little secret to snow that a lot of people don't know. We're just going to finish up the white here. And that is, snow actually does carry a little bit of the atmosphere color. You've got to put a little blue in it. And of course gray if it's slushy and all that, but you've got to have your blue. And we're just gonna finish off this white. Good soldier is empty. And we're gonna toss them in the can. Alrighty then. Because the canvas, of course, needs some paint on it. Anyway, for a base coat. And you can use the gesso primers and all that if you want. I do that as well when I have time. But since we're getting right into the paint, I'm not going to do that today. All right. So what I have to do is find out which blue is the right blue. See, that's a little purpley. That's not the right blue. That one's called Real Blue. All right, we're going to try True Navy. And we'll see if True Navy gives us that blue. And then we're going to go for the acrylic. There's the acrylic. All right, that has a nice shadow to it. Then here comes the True Navy. Now, the True Navy is darker, so it takes a little bit more white to... I kind of like that too. So I think the acrylic and the True Navy are going to be our blues. I'll take a blue painting without you. I'll have a blue painting without you. Who's here? You know I haven't. Let me get my other phone. There you are. So who's in? Darlene is in. Treasure is here. Cammy is here. Kevin, Snoop. Oh, Gypsy's here. Thank you all for coming in for the Tuesday night. I don't know what that is. I can't blow that up so I can see what you were talking about, but thank you. Got some interesting thoughts going on here already in the chat tonight. Who's got their hot chocolate? I definitely am excited about that. All right. Well, guess what we're doing next? We are taking our brush, dipping it in the water, and then touching the white paint. And then dipping it in the water, getting it a little looser. Sometimes you have to use a stiff brush, sometimes not. Let's see what we got here. Here comes our starry, starry night. A little bit more water. Loosen that up a little touch more. You don't want too much water because then the stars are too big. And we don't need an atlas in the sky here tonight. But I did not use a really stiff brush. This has got a lot of bend to it, so it's not really slinging the paint the way I would like it to. You just kind of go with what's wet, really, I guess. Do what you feel. I want more stars. If I fling it, it would definitely be way too much paint. But you know what I was thinking was I do like the big star to have a big. I wonder if I could do that just by doing this, huh? What do you think? Get one big star to happen. Let's see what happens. We can always turn it black if I'm wrong. Oh. All right. Now, what happens if I pull that down a little? Oh, I've never done that before. What do you think? I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'd like another. Ooh, right there. Yeah, that's where I wanted it. I've always done really small stars, but this is giving me an idea that we could really make this star shine. Wow. So now that all my brushes are in the right place, all we've got to do now is dig through the pile. We've got to dig through the pile of brushes until we find the one that works. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Brooke. Chadesh, thank you for coming in. I'm heading back to the bottom of the chat. I beat the devil out of it. Where did you come up with that? I've never heard that before. Now we have to decide if we want to trim this down. Do we want to put some dark, give it a little bit of a, maybe too much, there's too much. I mean, what if we come down here this way a little bit? And let's come over here a little bit. Let's tighten that up a little bit. Thinking what I like. I think that's a good idea. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be good. We need to maybe put a few more stars right in here, right at the edge where we just wiped it a little bit. Let's get that back in there. All right. Anybody else want to come out on the sky tonight? Sure. All right. Yeah, that was definitely too purpley. So we're going to reestablish our line here. Let's put a little bump right there, a little bump right there, a little bit of a contrast. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Maybe how about a steep one right there too. Okay, that does us some good. And let's see, do we want to sharpen up? I guess we could sharpen this up right here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to pick on the top of this mountain a little bit. And we've got some new brushes and some old brushes to play with on that. Let's see what color we want in the distance here. Okay, we're going to go for the darker green, and guess what? It needs a little bit of blue. Yep. Don't forget the darker green. So, because that makes the snow look farther away. You don't need a lot of blue to make the snow blue. That's for sure. And so we do this. And we're going to mix the blue and the green. Believe it or not, you mix the blue and the green together. And you get this kind of a distant look. Blue, green. Let's see what that looks like. No. Looks more like grass. Well, that's all right. That's a good background. So mark this down. Grass brush. Good brush for grass. And I do have a magic marker with that very thing to remind myself. Grass. That will help a little bit. So, what we can do then is we can take some of this paint and we can go ahead and maybe our snowman's going to be right here. So maybe there's a tuft of grass or something right around our snowman. We could end up whiting that out later. You know, it could be like a little grassy knoll right here. And right here. Once you find a brush that does something you like, use it. So we'll just put that in there like just a little grassy knoll. All right, in the sauce for you. All right. Now I'm taking the time to do this now because I need this white to be dry. Okay. And let's see, what brush am I going to sacrifice? We're going to go ahead and dab. So this dries quicker. And let's get some pine trees up here. There is something to that too, I'm telling you. Getting the right brush is very important. Okay, that's the flat one. Let me take a look at that angle one that I looked at a minute ago. Okay, so that brush will do the pine trees closer to me. Now I need pine trees further away. Not that one. Sometimes you gotta be a little rough. No. Okay. That's one thing about having all my brushes stacked together and organized now. I have to go through some to get to others. Oh, oh, sacre bleu! There is the brush I want. Yes, that is the distance too. Oh. Oh, that's funny. A snow shark. I would have appreciated it if they've only made it swimming, not doing its job as a predator. Uh-huh. You have these. Uh-huh. That's it right there. Okay. So, what we're going to do now is we've been waiting for this to dry a little bit. And then we're going to, this is the, well, you know what? I just realized we've got to do one side green and white, and the other side's got to be a little darker, right? To do what we're thinking here. Now, which way are you going to work? So the black's kind of in the middle of the brush instead of on the edge. So let me try that again and see if we can't. Let's see, we're going to have the white to the left. All right. There we go. So, all right, green, black, and dab it off and see what we get here. I suppose that will work over here. I'm looking for my dark green. I think I want dark green. Let's find out if that dark green works a little better. See, I'm not organized like a lot of painters. I'm just learning, and you know what I found out is that part of me has issues with being taught. It's almost what I want. Not quite. All right, so if I put the white and the green together, and then I do the other side in the black, let's see what that does. Boom. There's some pine trees right there. Oh, didn't hold it right spot. They almost look upside down, don't they? All right. Then we take the flat brush, and we come in here and we cut off that little bottom piece, and we give ourselves some contrast, and yeah, maybe a little piece right in there. We'll give ourselves a little meadow that comes down. Let's go ahead and brighten that meadow up a little bit now. He's going to come down like that. Let's say okay. I like that. I'm actually thinking about the brush and the sauce. He might need to come back out here, and let's see if he'll do what I'm wanting. I'm wanting some snow, and I'm wanting some contrast on my trees. Here we go. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. Now we're going to go to that bigger brush. That's the one. So I'm doing green and white on one side and black on the other side. Oop, that was backwards. So we want bigger trees now. Yes. Okay. So green, touch of white, a swoop of black, and okay. How many can you make with one brush? Maybe 4? Let's do one more. Okay, so the green, a swipe of white, and a swipe of black. Okay. Now let's see. Let's take some of this paint off first before we... Oh, too much black. Should have took that black off first, huh? That's all right. That's all right. Okay. And green. And a little touch of white. And swoop the black. Boom. That looks good. It's coming like down into a valley. Now I'm gonna see. Well, let's go with the dark green again. Dark green. One touch of white. And then one touch of black. Make sure there's not too much black. All right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Okay, so now, how about if we wipe off some of that and we go green on one side, black on the other side, and then, that's not right. Okay, so green on one side, black on the other side, and then we'll take the heel and dip the heel in white. So we got black, green, and a white tip. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show over here less green and more of the white. As far as the, what I want to say, yeah, because the top of the tree is going to be flooded with the white paint. Yes, that's what I want. Oh, look at you, putting things all in a row. What's the matter with you? Okay, there. See how the less paint has helped. Okay, so with less paint, that looks a little bit like we're dealing with more brightness. Okay. All right. I think that fades over there pretty good, don't you? I think that does pretty good. I'm also thinking that our little idea that went wrong about and it looked like grass actually might not have been a bad idea. Everybody was like, no, don't touch it, it looks good. Oh, we erased it. Oh, I know, I'm sorry. That did look good, didn't it? What did I know, you know? I'm learning, so. Oh, thank you, Cammy. Congratulations, Ruby. Like a Christmas tree farm. So this is really hairy like this, see? So I'm trying to put like several colors. Maybe even the black wouldn't be bad. A couple of blacks in there. Some white. And I'm gonna go back up in here and put like some more foliage or something, I feel like. All right. Yeah, I like that. Let's put some more green in there. Maybe we just need to put some, ooh, there's a good idea. Maybe that's what we needed around here. We need a little, oh, nope, that's not working. Okay. So you can go in the sauce, and you can go in the sauce, and you could probably use few more little dabs of do ya. Oh, too much black. One right here. Yeah. And gotta have that white on top. There you go. All right. Now we're going to go back with the white. And we're going to just kind of go in and give ourselves some foliage and some cover ground. It really helps to cut the bottom of the tree off a little bit into the foliage, or into the, into the distance kind of thing. If you just take that little bit of the tree and just touch it a little bit, it gives it the tree should have a little shadow, right? I mean, all these trees need a little bit of a shadow, right? So in the midst of making the shadow, you kind of, nip the bottom off to, level it off a little bit. Let's go back and get some more green and white. And there you go. Oh, you know what you're forgetting about? Yeah, you are. That brush is too big for shadows. It's making way too big of a mess. We are going to go get a much smaller brush. There you go. Because remember, we need shadow snow. And here I was making it out of the green of the trees, when really it should be the shadow. But of course I did need to cut off. The bottom of the green tree. So we're just gonna put in some quick shadows. Don't worry, if I knew what I was doing, it would look better. But hey, we're having an originally good time. And this is allowing things to dry so that I can... Ooh, we don't want dirty snow. Got into the black. Nope. We don't want dirty and we don't want yellow. So, got to start again. I need a different spot. Here's a new spot. Big chunky white. Is that too strong? Too strong. So let's say you make a 1-inch palette of paint and it's way too strong. Well, don't waste paint making it a 2-inch palette. What you do is you cut it in half and then only add more white to the other half. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Nah, that won't work. This is a little close. So we actually are going to erase these trees right here. Bye-bye. I don't know why, but bye-bye. Another thing you do is you when you're in the middle of doing something, you put it down, and before you're even done mixing, because you don't need one color, you really do need two. Most of the time you need two colors on the brush at the same time, because it's acrylic. Well, Bob doesn't do that because that oil is easily taken. Easily. So, I'll tell you, you know what I thought of? I wonder if I should have done like the blue shadows first. You know, what if I'd have put the blue shadows on here? So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up making more trees, huh? But still, I kind of like it. Kind of like it. Okay. All right, so since that suggestion has come to mind, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and do some blue right in through here. Some of that other tree paint still wet. But you know what we can do? We can make something out of that too. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We'll make something out of this mistake. What has he done? Don, what are you doing? Oh boy. I do apologize to you, all you art people that are fainting in your chairs in the years to come. What is this guy doing? So what I can do is like the shadow next to the tree, I can get that. See, I'll just, and if I clean this up here a little bit, I'm liking that. Okay. You might say, well, what is going on? Well, I'll tell you. I do know the plan, but I don't know how to get there. And for some of you, it's like, oh, I'm tuning out. Now, I might, let's see, this one probably would be midsection. I need my bottom section. And here he comes. I did not check that brush ahead of time. Okay. Well, that was a waste. But a good beginning. Good thing we have a brand new white one, because this is gonna be a painting. Of monstrous proportion of white. Okay. I may have to do a new palette because these whites are going to get absolutely. You know what? Well, except for that black, let's pick up the black and just take this plastic cover off. Alright, I'm going to put the black back on the next palette. We'll get a paper towel for my fingers so that I don't mess things up. The mountain is smiling. You got this, Donny. No, I don't. Good night, darling. Thanks for being here for me. Oh, the wonderful thing about Tiggers. Tigger's a wonderful thing. Yeah, we're going to have to wait for the bottom one to dry. So now we're going to go for the midsection. Or the head. Let's see, midsection, head. What do you think? Taking the tin foil off. That's a new bottle. You would think with white canvas, you don't have to use as much white paint. Wrong. This is a brand spanking new brush. Let's see if that's still wet. Yep, that's still wet. So what we're going to do is we're going to touch this right there a couple times because we have to put that other one on there without polluting our paint. A couple things I've done right is Snowman. Sky and Snowman. I've done really good with those. Alright, so let's see right here. Right here. Hopefully the green has had a chance to dry enough to let me do this. It's going to have to be a little bigger than that. We're going to go out just a little farther. And up. I'm seeing a little green. Okay. Oh, not that a little bit of grass can't get into your snowman, but let's not do that. Okay, so now we're gonna catch up our snow here. This is kind of like a little snowy hill that he is on. Get the rest of that off of there. Yep. Doodly doodly doo. And of course, you know, it's acrylic. The acrylics don't dry. The people that do them on YouTube, they stop and they let it dry and then they go to the next thing and you wonder, ooh, how do they do that? Yeah. I even saw one guy, he was using a hair dryer while he was painting the acrylic paint. so that he could keep things going. It was the True Navy and the acrylic. Oh boy. Trouble, 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 trouble. How are we doing here? Are we drying yet? That is a great idea that we're going to extend this over top of these trees and everything once they're back in there. Got our basic shape. You're right. I wish I could just put a little fan on there to get that going. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Fun, 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 fun. Most wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. They never did get Tigger a girlfriend, did they? They did keep it with he was the only one, didn't they? Yeah, I would call that done. Hey, you know what we could do? We could work on the star while we're waiting for the rest of it to dry up a little bit. Let's do that. Because that star is a big one. No, we do not have a hairdryer. Joy's hair is kind of coarse. She never blow dries it, makes it brittle. Let's see, I gotta look straight on here. Okay. Yeah, gotta be right there. Now, should we chance the brush or should we use the razor? I think we should use the razor. You would have to be crazy to use a brush. What do you say? Right about there? Right about there. Yep, I'd say right about there. And just a little bit more right over here. Yep. All right. We should probably put a little bit right there. A little bit right there. All right. I vote we need royalty. Just a little bit of royalty on just a little dot. Some royalty. I'm going to wipe that off here in just a second. Got a little flame, huh? Quite a little flame. And then oh, I bought that. That's not the color I thought it was. Nope, that's not going to work. So you can go over here. No, that's not the blue. I want the deepest, darkest, majestic blue I've got. I'm pretty sure that's what I want. Just a little drip. Won't take much. There's my drip. You know, it's not just about how much paint, it's about how you get it on and how you use it. For some reason, I feel like there's a, like Because that's what's supposed to happen. This was the fingers. All right. Okay, I'm starting to see that this side can be like the purple, and then this side over here can be the yellow. Oh my goodness, that wasn't supposed to happen. Here we go. I was expecting this really cool glow to happen. Nope. Matter of fact, that might even be a good thing right there. That might be exactly what I want. Purple, yellow. Everybody just be in prayer. I'm not sure if I want to. Let's see, which way do I want that to be? I want that blue there, that blue there, and then white there. We can narrow that down. Narrow that down. I have, there it is, brand new. Been waiting to use you. I just squeezed the last little bit of life out of that last one. So now we get to start the new one. just for the heck of it, because I'm smart, I am going to find the old one. There's the old one. It says Philonic Yannick Blue. This one says Ultramarine. Ooh, so that's not the same blue. Well. There's lots of blue. I'll have a blue. Some other color without you. All right, so we touch the blue. Then we touch the blue. Then on the other side, we slam the white. And then we go right down the middle. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Now we're gonna let this dry because we have to put a haze of white over it. So that's gonna have to dry. But on the other hand, we're going to take that blue. Ooh, not that much. That's not going to work. Let's not even chance it. Oh, wait, there it is. Oh, no. So, I thought I had bought the right blue. I didn't. Laddie, what's the matter with you? You didn't buy the right blue. There was a man in Ireland sitting at the stoplight. He was a tourist. He was lost. The light turned green and he didn't move. And of course over there it's not like in America where you start honking and you start fussing. No, you just wait. You know, there's someone's going on. You just give them, you politely wait. But after it turned green 3 times, and the tourist didn't still move, that's when the man in the car behind him got out. Now you think he'd be mad? No, he wasn't mad at all. All he said was, "Aye, pardon me, sir," he says to the driver that's been sitting there. He says, "Is there a particular shade of green you're waiting for?" Oh, I'll always like that one. So, let's just say that if we do shadows like this, okay, and we just go shadows like that, and that, and that, and we put some shadows down like this, okay, and we put them down like that. All right, let's put a few more down, like this. All right, now if we do that, then we go back to the big brush that we did our trees with. Is there a particular shade of green you're looking for, lad? Oh, I always like that one. But that tells you how they are in Ireland. They're not about to be in your way. They're not about to be disrespectful or anything. But they do want to know if you're looking for a particular shade of green. Was there a particular shade of green you're looking for? Alrighty, so now we're going to go back and we're going to make some more pine trees to go on our new shaded slope. What do you think? Was that being smart or what? So I'm going to put a little bit, we're going to go with two kinds of green here, a sharp green and a dark green. We're going to put them right beside each other. Okay, because if we line up the trees with these shadows, oh, that's even a better idea right there. Yeah, see now that's a better shadow right there by using the finger. Yep, there you go. Uh-huh. So what are you doing, lad? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm doing the shades, the shadows. All right. You know what? That's going to have to dry. How's our snowman? Oh, Mr. Snowman, bring me some snow. At least 9 or 10, just a foot or so. Just a foot or so. I'd like to have it under the light so I can watch it while it's in flight. Okay. Now that looks more like a snowman, doesn't it? Snow person. That's still wet. Nothing says we have to put up with that, huh? Go ahead and get some of that out of there so that'll dry a little faster for us. Yeah, that's a ticket. We're going to keep this brush clean. We're going to take this brush. See, this is how's this? Is this pretty dry? Yeah, that's pretty dry. Oh, Mr. Snowman, bring me a dream. Bring me some snow, don't. And make it only just a foot or snow, so don't. Now, here comes Mr. Shadow. Yep. How much shadow? Here's the shadow of the snowman on the snow. There's a shadow. Now you might say, oh, pretty cool. Well, you see, we've got to come up this way too. And then you can better discern where the bottom of the snowman is going to be right about there. See, so he kind of sinks in a little bit and Pulls back a little bit. While we're waiting for other things to dry, there's always something to do somewhere until you're exactly where you want to be. Okay, that looks pretty darn good. Still kind of wet. Now, this, obviously if he was a dirty snowman, this shadow would be wonderful. But he's not a dirty snowman. He's got to be clean. The head looks pretty good. Most of that head is going to be a hat, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Okay, so now we're going back to two kinds of green. One swipe of black. All right. So, not so much black, a little bit more green. And we're going to put the shadow right here. Boom. Boom, a little bit heavier. Yes, okay. So now we're going to do the green and the dark green, and then just barely touch the black. And we're basically looking for the same shadow that this blue is making. Okay, back to the green. And the green, then just a swipe of the black. And yes, I decided that I wasn't going to, too much black, huh? Green. You have to go right in front of every one of these. And just a touch of black. Well, I'll tell you, that black's really strong. And then right in front, see, so I'm going in every shadow. See every blue mark? Now, those blue marks are now the shadows. That was cool, huh? Thought of that all by myself. And now I was wrong to do anything else. So now, we've got all this blue. I've got a blue. All right, we've done the damage there. Okay. Oh, your Christmas is white. I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. All right, we're kind of making a ledge up here for the snowman to be standing on. Okay, got a little bit of grass peeking through the snow back here. Got our shadow. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. Not quite dry, close. What are we gonna do about that other white snow that's not blue and all that? Well, yep, I like that. That went well. All right. Okay. I sort of get it. think that's a little bit too much taken off. Oh yeah, that's much better. Can you all hear my husky crunching away on her dinner? Finally decided to eat. I don't know. I've been feeding her this stuff called Gentle Giants for over 10 years. She's never been to the vet for anything but a broken tooth. So, I don't know if she's getting bored with it or whatever, but she doesn't seem to like it anymore. What do you think? Shall we go for the body again? Let's get our snowman. Where am I at time-wise here? Ooh, about quitting time. I'm thinking I should have got a little bit smaller a canvas, huh? You just take that big old bead of paint and run it right around the outside like that. Bring that big old bead of paint down. And there we are. Not sure what I'm gonna do. I kind of like the blue idea. Maybe make this blue. And to kind of show that the blue has something to do with the star. We could do that. Let's see if that helps. Oh, and now the cat's meowing too. Cat's had enough, all right? So she's saying that's all. That's enough painting. You need to pet me and scratch me and stop all this silliness. Yes, ma'am. You're absolutely right. Another thing I'm going to do is I have to find out how I'm going to top these trees, because these trees are obviously just dark. They need to be brightened because they're underneath this bright light. And I don't even want to try just one. I just do them all. Just do them all. And hope it looks good. Yeah, you know, I kind of like that. Footprint from the star. That might just be good. So I don't know if I'll get to this week or not. But not exactly what I was thinking. I don't know. Let me see here. year, a year ago. I am getting you a, before you go, I want to show you a snowman painting, the way they're supposed to come out. All right, there you go. Just pretend that's the one I painted tonight. For those of you just tuning in, boy, it's been a tough night. I just finished this painting. Man, gonna touch up this moon a little bit here, right around the edges maybe. And give it that little glow that the moon always has right around the edges. You know, I could have brought this painting out an hour ago and just touched it up, huh? What a dilly dill. What a dilly dill. I think. Oh my. Well, thank you all for being here tonight and enjoying this wonderful painting. And remember, we love you, but Jesus loves you more. See you next Tuesday if you can make it. And remember, I'm monetized now. So we're going to have giveaways, and we're also got some giveaways, paintings coming up to be given away. This will be one of the paintings I'm going to give away here at the end of the year. 10,000 for joy. And for my channel to build up, please share me out. And I also do these edited versions. Joy edits these paintings to high speed so that you can see them quickly as well, if you're a member. And so we're going to see what's going to happen. I think maybe we're probably going to put a star in this sky somewhere. Wouldn't that be great to put the star right about there near the moon? You know, I'm sure the moon shared the sky with the star many thousand years ago. So bless you. Thank you for being with me. And we love you, but Jesus loves you more.